CinemaCon is next week, meaning we are going to have a lot of big updates to talk about in the realm of upcoming horror movies. Let's talk a little bit about what things you can expect.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I want to be a fighter, like you.
Oh, let it burn! Let it burn!
Did you miss me?
You have to shoot them in the head. They always come back.
The boat can leave now. Tell the crew.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Good luck.
Hey everybody, I'm Killjoy Jake. Today we have some really exciting updates on a ton of the most highly anticipated horror films to release later on in 2026. Before we get into all of that though, please make sure to like this video and subscribe for more updates just like this in the future. I would greatly appreciate it too, as we are on the cusp of hitting 40,000 subscribers. Let's make that happen. Thank you to all of my Patreon supporters and channel members for letting me do this crazy shit. Now let's get into the updates. Mortal Kombat 2 is a movie that I am so unbelievably hyped up for. Guys, this is a movie that got delayed from last October now to May 8th, which is just in a couple of weeks here, so the wait is finally over. I was so bummed about that delay, and I really hope that it doesn't hurt the movie at the box office. Man, when that first trailer came out for this movie, people were hyped up. They were like, Johnny Cage, Carl Urban is starring in this thing? That's fucking sweet. Is that hype still there? I hope so, man, because this looks like an even better film than the 2021 movie. Speaking of which, we have some really exciting updates to talk about with this one, including some new popcorn buckets. If you go and see the film at Regal, you might be able to pick up this Shao Kahn collectible container, as they're calling it, this light-up dragon cup, or this little collectible double combo, which I'm kind of loving the looks of that popcorn bucket. I don't even know which one I like the most. These are both really cool. If you're seeing Mortal Kombat 2 at Cinemark, however, you can get a slate popcorn bucket that is signed by none other than Mr. Cage. There's a souvenir cup and tumbler as well. AMC has one of the most unique popcorn buckets, however. It's literally a arcade machine, which is sick as fuck. You can also get the Shao Kahn helmet tin as well as the gripper cup. Put them grippers away! Mortal Kombat was like one of my favorite games growing up. I played that so many times with my siblings, and I cannot wait to see this new movie. I'm definitely going to be binging all the movies before we get to this one too. Check it out on May 8th. It ought to be brutal as fuck. One of the most shocking announcements we've gotten in the last few days is that Behind the Mask, the Leslie Vernon story, is finally getting a sequel after 20 years. Behind the Mask 2, The Return of Leslie Vernon, has just been announced. Dread Central exclusively reports that Scott Glosserman will return to direct, and David J. Stive will write again as well. Nathan Basil returns as the titular character alongside Angela Goethals and Robert Englund. The film will be looking for additional funding through Kickstarter, so if you want to support that, the campaign has not launched yet, but I'm sure it'll be starting soon. I think I actually might throw a few bucks on this because Behind the Mask is one of the most underrated movies, I think, from the 2000s, and it deserves a sequel. In a Dread Central interview with Robert Englund from this past October, he talked a little bit about the rise of Leslie Vernon. He actually noted that there's a great script out there for a sequel. I wonder if this sequel is the one that's currently trying to be funded. The Freddy Krueger actor talked a little bit about this to Dread Central, saying it wasn't a remake, it was a true sequel. The idea was that they're making a movie about Leslie Vernon, and HBO is producing a documentary about the making of that movie, like Hearts of Darkness. In the story, there's an actor playing Leslie, a method actor who never takes off the mask. The female lead and I are brought in as technical advisors, then people on the crew start dying, the gaffer gets electrocuted, the seamstress is literally stitched to death, and it turns out Leslie's really back. It was such a clever, self-aware concept, scary but satirical too. I read the script and it was terrific. I was all in, but between COVID delays, financing falling apart, and the passing of Scott Wilson, who was going to play a major role, it just fell through. They were so close, it really would have been something special. Okay, but I think it's happening now. Whenever we talk about meta horror movies, the late 90s is typically what comes to mind, but sometime in like the late 2000s and early 2010s, it had a brief resurgence with a few movies that are now considered classics, like Cabin in the Woods and Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Another one of those movies that does not get enough love or talked about enough is this film. It's super meta, and it seems like the sequel would be even meta on top of meta. Many layers in this meta onion. I am absolutely down for this. I think I have to support this thing when it goes live. The link for the Kickstarter will be in the description of this video. Please check it out, and let's get this movie made, man. We are finally going to see some footage from Ice Cream Man, the highly anticipated new Eli Roth film coming later on this year in August. Not only has a bloody new poster for the film been released, but we have also learned that the first trailer will be dropping on Monday. Ice Cream Man follows an idyllic summer town descending into madness when an ice cream man serves kids sweet delights with horrifying results. Based on a lot of the promotion for Ice Cream Man so far, it seems like these little kids are gonna turn into little devils, running around killing people, ripping their faces off, maybe smashing some ice cream into their face. And no, this is not a remake of the Clint Howard movie, even though I fucking love that film. Just want to make that big distinction there.
Ice cream man! This is not a hunk of junk!
I'm slightly biased when it comes to Ice Cream Man. I have to admit, I have some friends working on this film, but my God, I am super, super, super excited for it. It sounds like it's gonna be a wild ride. I can't wait for it. The horror section has done nothing but deliver some really interesting original horror films just in the last year, and I think that this is absolutely going to be the best one so far. We will be covering the Ice Cream Man trailer coming this Monday. What are you guys thinking about all this? Let me know down in the comments. Speaking of trailers dropping on Monday, we are getting one for Insidious Chapter 6, which is now being titled Insidious Out of the Further. The original title for this film, interestingly enough, was Insidious: The Bleeding World, which I have to admit, I like the original title better. A few weeks after Ice Cream Man terrorizes us on August 7th, we'll be seeing Insidious Chapter 6 on August 21st. A new plot description for the film reads, a trio of stalkers infiltrate a quiet suburb and force a new family into the astral plane, where they uncover a terrifying truth: the further is bleeding into the real world. I honestly think a big reason they've changed the title is because a lot of people's first reactions to that was, oh, it sounds like Stranger Things Season 5. I literally just read that plot description to my fiance, and that was the first thing she said. Oh, so it's Stranger Things Season 5. I feel like this is different enough though, especially with the first part of that plot description there being about a trio of stalkers pushing people into the astral realm. So are we dealing with like an evil version of Lin Shaye's character, essentially? Someone who knows how to put people into the astral plane but uses her powers for evil. That's really interesting to me, and I feel like if they've executed this film well, it could be one of the best sequels in a little bit here. Or it could feel a little redundant and repetitive of the last season of Stranger Things. Hopefully not though. Lin Shaye will be back as Elise Rayner in this film, so it's gonna feel much more like chapters 3 and 4, I think. She'll star alongside notable cast members such as Amelia Eve from The Haunting of Bly Manor and Brandon Perea from Nope. I love the Insidious franchise to death. It's one that at least my fiance and I hold very close to our hearts. We literally christened our new apartment last year by watching the first two Insidious films. They mean quite a bit to me, and I have to admit I wasn't super crazy about the last installment, so I'm really hoping that 6 is much better. I think it will be, but I guess we'll find out on August 21st. New trailer Monday, come back to this channel for coverage on that bad boy. Like we were talking about at the start of this video, we are going to get a lot of big announcements regarding upcoming horror films next week because of CinemaCon. Now, while we already know about some trailers dropping next week, you know, literally the last two updates in this video, we do also know that Paramount will have a panel on Thursday of next week, that is of course April 16th, talking maybe about the next Scream installment. I would honestly be shocked if this doesn't get brought up, especially after Scream 7 made $200 million plus at the box office during its theatrical run. In fact, the Scream accounts have even been teasing that something is coming. Over on Instagram, the Scream Movies account responded to a fan who was asking who Ghostface's next target will be. They said, you'll just have to wait and see, #Scream8. Scream 8 is already confirmed. Some people are saying it hasn't really been given the green light, but like, they've already announced the directors. Of course it's happening. The only reason Spyglass and Paramount wouldn't make Scream 8 is if they just woke up one morning and decided, you know what, I just don't like money anymore. So yeah, it's definitely happening. It's already been confirmed that it's going to be with new people though. We have learned that the Zuckerman sisters, who recently wrote the pilot for the Buffy series that sadly did not get picked up for Hulu, will be writing the next installment of Scream, and it's been rumored that the Soska twins are maybe directing the next film. That could be confirmed on Thursday during that Paramount panel, however. I think that is likely what's going to be confirmed during this panel. If they don't talk about Scream 8, I don't know what to tell you. I'd be shocked. My biggest hope though is that they don't announce a release date. Please stop putting the cart before the horse. Scream 7 needed so much more time to round some things out. It is a rough sequel, man. I really hope that the writers just get some things figured out with this film first, then we can go into production. Then we can like kind of smooth this thing out. If we got to reshoot some stuff, let's take care of that and then we can release it. If Scream 8 doesn't come out next year, I don't care. I would just rather get a good continuation in this franchise rather than them just churning these things out like it's content. If somehow my voice is breaking through to the Paramount people or the Spyglass people, for the love of God, take your time on this franchise. It should not be handled like other slasher series where you can kind of just churn these out with like crazy kills every single time. Scream is so much more than that. I am begging y'all to do something good with the Scream franchise, please. I love this series to death, and I hate seeing it handled so poorly. Are you guys excited for some of the big announcements we're likely going to be getting next week during CinemaCon? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.